Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Aaron, this is Tier 1 Concealed, and this is episode 2 of Monday Gunday. This is a short series that we are starting up where we will review a gun. Today we have the Smith & Wesson M&P 9 M2.0, specifically the 5-inch version. The Smith & Wesson M&P stands for Military and Police and was introduced in 2005. Actually, the real M&P was introduced in 1899 and was actually a revolver, but the M&P as we know it today was reinvented and introduced as a polymer framed striker fired pistol in 2005. That was the Generation 1. We now have the Generation 2, the M2.0. A lot of us call it just the 2.0. The M&P 2.0 was able to redesign a few things to make it an improvement and better than the first generation. And also a few things to set it apart from other common polymer framed striker fired pistols like the Glock. Some of those are a more ergonomic grip, slightly better enhanced trigger, a full steel reinforced polymer frame, as well as a unique takedown method for the M&P specifically that didn't require you to utilize a dry fire trigger pull to take it down. Once the M&P came out, pretty much immediately a ton of police departments and other militaries around the world approved use of this platform, and right now I believe there's probably a few hundred police departments that still use it, as well as various countries and their militaries. Even the DEA approved its use. Fun fact, in 2011, Belgium actually purchased around 8,000 M&Ps to replace the Browning High Power. They ended up sending about 6 of them back for repair to Smith & Wesson because they're having some issues with the firing pin. I assume those got resolved, but that was over 10 years ago, and now we know this as a very functional, very reliable pistol. The M&P comes in many calibers such as 22 long rifle, 30 super carry, 357 SIG, 9mm or 9x19, 40 cal, 10mm, and even 5.7. One notable thing of the M&P is its grip angle. It has a grip angle measured from slide perpendicular to the slide, has an 18-degree grip angle, which a lot of people find very comfortable, and a lot of people say that it has a very good natural point of aim. When you press that firearm out, the sights line up in a very natural manner. What that means, I'm not sure, but it does feel good in the hands. The 2.0 or the M2.0 came out in 2017. And a lot of people noticed that it had a much better trigger. While it's still just an out-of-the-box polymer striker-fired trigger, it was significantly better than the previous generation. It also had some other features that people really liked, such as the new grip texture, better magazine release, ambidextrous slide release or slide stop, and that extended steel reinforced frame. Cost on these is pretty affordable, especially if you are considering a long slide kind of competition oriented full-size firearm like this one. The MSRP on this particular model is $629, so you can find those new around $600, used for even cheaper than that, which I think is a great price. Weight on this unloaded is 26.9 ounces. Height is 5.5 inches. The length is 8.25 inches. Sight radius is 7.25 inches. The width is 1.16 inches. And it has a total capacity of 17 rounds of 9mm in the standard non-extended magazine, plus one in the chamber if you so choose. The barrel is a 1 in 10 inch twist rate. Okay guys, we are out here at the range, the Armory down Salt Lake City. We have the M&P 5-inch and a nice multicam Arid Axis Elite from Tier 1 Concealed. Of course, this is a awesome holster for this setup. We'll start with the billet drill, run that a couple times at 7 yards, do a 3 reload 3 at 7 yards, and then we'll go back to 10 yards and run a untimed B8 for score. So we'll shoot A zone on the first 2 drills, and then we'll put up a B8 for that last one. That was a 269 and dropped 1 just low, so we'll run it again. A 244 and threw 1 just high. It was my first shot. So once again, shooting, you know, something like this quickly with iron sights is a little bit difficult, more difficult for a lot of people compared to a red dot. That being said, you know, no excuse for those, and with practice and repetition, you'll clean that up a lot and shave time. So I'm looking at kind of a standard of a 2-second billet drill from 7 yards on an air zone. So not great, but again, you know, not terrible for being fairly unfamiliar with the gun. So I'll tape these and we'll do a 3R3. 3 reload 3, no mag well, so you'll see how that goes. Big hang up there. That was a 533, so pretty slow. Took a lot of time trying to get that second mag in there, but clean, so we'll load it up again. Yanked that first one. 503, so again, not great. The reloads are pretty sloppy, hard to, you know, you get used to a mag well when you run those a lot. So that was my first shot on the second string, but besides that, all clean. So nothing great there, but I mean, all things considered, stock, everything's stock on this gun, like, still enjoying it. So we'll put up a B8, run that one. Okay, 30 feet or 10 yards. 10 rounds, just nice and easy, going for a score of 100. 10 points possible per round, so 10 times 10, you do the math. Okay. Okay, 10 rounds. Hopefully that was 10 rounds. Ooh, it looks like I had 2 dropped in the 9 ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So a score of 98 out of 100. Had most of them in the 10. So the X ring and the 10 ring is worth 10 points for any confusion. So decent, not bad. Not great, could have been better. That's one of those things where you could run it again and score 100, right? You know, but trigger's nice. The stock sights are not bad at all. A lot better than other stock sights, but yeah, for this one, main thing's nice crisp trigger, surprisingly for a stock M&P 2.0 trigger. So let's head back to the studio and we'll add up the points and see how this gun stands in our ranking system. Okay guys, welcome back. We just got back from the range where we sent a few rounds through this beautiful FDE Coyote color M&P. This is where we rate the performance and the features of this firearm. There will be 10 categories worth 10 points each for a total perfect score of 100. I don't expect any firearm to get that, but we're gonna rate this one. We start out with cost. I'm giving this one a score of a 9 for cost. For what it is very affordable, especially compared to some other long slide full frame firearms. At around 600 bucks, you can pick one of these up new, even cheaper than that used. I think that is a great price point. Next we have Ergonomics, and this one scored an 8. I wanted to score it higher, but something was holding me back. I love the grip of this. It's very ergonomic, feels great. Everybody will tell you that. And the cool thing is it comes with additional back strap grip pieces that you can add to fit it better to your particular hand. I have large hands and I am running the medium large back strap on this one. And I think that feels pretty good. Everything about this feels almost perfect. Next we have the trigger. This one's getting a 7 because it is just a stock trigger, nothing super crazy. It's still kind of heavy at about 5.5 pounds on average. It varies on the particular one that you have. There are a lot of good trigger upgrades, which in my opinion is a must, but for a stock trigger, I think this one is pretty nice. It's got a fairly good defined wall, crisp break, not a ton of over travel, but this 2-piece trigger system with this little hinge at the bottom and a couple other things just leave you wanting some more in that. Next we have the bore axis. So the height of the barrel above where you grip it. This essentially gives the gun leverage through recoil when you shoot it. It has a pretty low bore axis, so I'm giving this an 8. It's a very smooth, controllable recoil impulse. Not snappy at all, so I like that about it. Sights. These are just the stock sights, the 3 white dot sights. They're kind of blocky, nothing too crazy. There's no fiber optics, no tritium. They're not great. Rear sight's non-adjustable, so I'm giving this a 5. There are a lot of better options out there for sights. Next we have aftermarket support, and this is getting an 8. There is a ton of aftermarket support, but nothing quite like a Glock. There are good mag wells, sights, triggers, all sorts of things you can do, and plenty of holster options, specifically the Tier 1 concealed Axis Elite holster, which I was using in this video. We offer quite a few options for M&Ps, so check that out in the link below. Our next category is round capacity. That score will be an 8. I like it because it's a full-size gun, so you can fit more rounds in that grip, but it's giving you 17 plus 1, so 18 total in a standard magazine. That's pretty typical. Could be worse, could be better though. Next we have serviceability. This is also getting a score of an 8. You can break this gun down, do a simple field strip with no tools required. You don't even have to press the trigger to get that slide unlocked there. And to break it down further, all you need is a punch. So minimal tools required, very easy to do, very, very simple, straightforward. So that gets an 8. Next, let's talk about value. So this is kind of including cost, but also what you get for that cost, what it means to you, right? So this comes with the 4 back straps for the grip, comes with 2 magazines, comes with the hard case, but it's kind of a cheap, nothing special hard case, and it also comes with that famous Smith & Wesson wax paper, which if you like that, that's kind of cool. If not, I don't know why they send that with every single firearm they've ever made ever, but also comes with that. So that's why it's only getting a 7. Doesn't come with much, but it's still pretty cheap, affordable. I think overall it's a good value. Our last category is cool factor, and this is obviously the most subjective category, and this is just going to be up to me and what I like, what I think. This is getting a 6. I think the coolest thing about this gun is the color. It feels nice, but I wish it came with a better trigger, maybe a magwell, better sights. I think there's a lot of cool things that you could add to this pretty easily. So stock, as it sits right now, not super cool in my opinion. But overall, I feel like this gun scored fairly well for what it is. We have a total score of 74 out of 100. So as it stands, we've reviewed 2 guns right now, and this just barely edged out the Gen 5 Glock 19. Let us know in the comment section what you thought about our review, if we messed up any of the ratings, what you think of this gun, and if you think this should score better than a Gen 5 Glock 19. Till next time, check out our website, check out our apparel and our holsters. Stay safe, stay strapped, and we will catch you next time.